Hey guys, I'm Megan, also known as Buttercream Blondie, and I'm so excited to be sharing with all of you today my newest holiday cookie creation, spiked mint Milanos. I'm taking a classic cookie that we all know and love, and I'm bringing it up to a whole new boozy level. We're gonna spike these cookies with Baileys, and then we're gonna fill them with a peppermint chocolate ganache. These cookies are even better than they sound, so let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is cream my butter and sugar. So into the mixer goes 2 sticks of unsalted butter. I have this at room temperature. And I'm gonna get this going. And now I'm gonna add in 1½ cups of granulated sugar. All right, I'm gonna turn this up to a medium-high speed, and you want this to go for about 5 to 7 minutes until it gets nice, light, and fluffy. All right, we're looking good. It's nice and fluffy, and now I'm gonna add in our eggs. In this bowl, I have 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. So I wanna add this in just one at a time. You're just gonna let this mix until it comes together. And next I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, it's looking good. At this point, I like to give the bowl 1 good scrape down just to make sure everyone's getting involved here. All right, and now it's time to start adding our dry and our wet ingredients. So for dries, I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got a ½ teaspoon of salt. I've also got 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I'm just gonna add this in with my flour. And for the good stuff, I got a ½ cup of Baileys with a hint of mint chocolate. All right, so you want to alternate adding your dry and wet ingredients. So I like to always start with my dries. You want to make sure you do this a little at a time. Otherwise, you're going to have a flour shower all over you and your kitchen. All right, and then I just start to slowly add in the Baileys. All right, and my last addition of flour is going into the bowl. All right, our dough is all set. I'm just gonna wrap this in plastic wrap and pop it in the fridge. You wanna chill this for a minimum of 2 hours. I usually leave it in there overnight. This way it's good and cold and great for us to roll out. All right, so my dough is chilling in the fridge, and now I am making our peppermint chocolate ganache. In this bowl, I have 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I just brought ½ cup of heavy cream up to a very light simmer, and I'm gonna pour this over our chocolate so everyone can get to know each other in here. All right, and now I'm just gonna whisk this together. All right, this is looking beautiful already. And now I'm gonna add in a ½ teaspoon of peppermint extract. And this peppermint extract really just makes the ganache pop. And I'm just gonna stir this until it comes together, and then I'm gonna set it aside and wait for it to set up until it's piping consistency. And a little make-ahead tip for you. You wanna do this ahead of time, go right ahead, make it, pop it in the fridge. A few days before you're making your cookies, The day you need it, just pull it out, let it come to room temperature so you can pipe it. All right, I've taken my dough out of the fridge, let it sit on the counter for about 15 minutes just to take that initial chill off, and I divided it into 4 pieces. Dividing your dough into 4 pieces will make it much easier to roll, believe me. So I've taken my first piece, I've added some flour to my board. I'm gonna add a little more flour on top. And it's time to start rolling. Remember, when you're rolling dough, every basically few rolls, I want you to give it a quarter turn so it doesn't stick to your board. And this is actually super easy dough to roll out. All right, this looks great. I've rolled it out approximately a quarter of an inch thick, and now I've got my cute little tree cutter here. Please remember that the amount of cookies you get is going to be based on the size cookie cutter you have. So I'm just like to dip my cutter in a little bit of flour, just for a little extra insurance. Put it into the dough, give it a little shake, and you've got a cute little tree. And once these are all cut out and I've lined my sheet pan, I'm gonna pop this back in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes. I want these guys to be super cold when I pop them in the oven so that they all bake beautifully and evenly. All right, I'm looking good here. Once I do bake these, they're gonna go in a 350-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm gonna rotate once, halfway through. Once they get a nice blonde color on the edges, they're done. All right, our cookies have baked, they're out of the oven, and they've cooled off, and now it's time to fill them with this lovely peppermint chocolate ganache. I have it in a piping bag here. You could do this with like a little spatula if you want, but I really recommend the piping bag. It makes life so much easier. All right, so I'm gonna start. You wanna flip over your tray, and I'm gonna pipe a good amount of ganache here at the base, and then less as we go up the tray, okay? And then take your other tray, sandwich these guys together, press them, and this way we have a good amount of filling in here, but it's not oozing out the sides because we want them to look pretty. And I'm gonna continue filling these, and then I'm gonna pop them in the fridge just for like 10-15 minutes because I want them to set up and get nice and chilled so we can get to decorating and dip them in chocolate. All right, so I'm starting my cookie. Now I'm gonna dip this in on an angle, and I'm gonna shake off the excess, and then I just run the back of the cookie against the bowl so we don't have too much extra. And it already looks pretty even like that. But who are we kidding here? Sprinkle Queen. I've got these cute Christmas nonpareils, and I'm just gonna cover the chocolate. And you can use any sprinkles you want here of your choice. I just really love the look of these nonpareils. I'm thinking you leave these cookies out for Santa, you might just find a little something extra underneath the tree this year. So, get to baking, enjoy, and remember, it's dessert. Have fun with it.